in the comment section, because the dudes are watching the show, what's the one annoying habit your wife has? You put that down in the comment section, and you'll get into a draw for a free driver. How about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let it out, boys. Let me know. Let me know if your wife is as annoying as my wife, who I love. I would die for her. I like kissing her.
Your Emmy award-winning wife?
Oh my God, dude. She won't stop winning Emmys.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. We are doing a bunch of different topics today. Some sports, some not. Got my main man, Emerson Lotzia, on the line. Just back from Europe. Was it the first time in Europe?
Yeah, actually it was. First time in, I kind of went to Ireland back in 2010. Anywho, first time in London, first time in Paris. Absolutely fucking fell in love with it because Paris, every damn street you turn down was picturesque, okay? Everyone's out there ripping darts like it's 1985. Shit ton of coffee consumed. Food was tremendous. The people, not assholes. Shockingly, not assholes. They were extremely nice. They loved me. Just a big, goofy-ass American walking around. And my wife enjoyed all the really beautiful doors that they have there. My entire camera roll is filled with my wife in front of doors and dogs. I met a lot of dogs over there.
It's funny, the door thing. My wife was the exact same way in Paris.
Dude, it's so weird. I'm like, you just took a picture in front of a red door. We don't need to take another picture in front of a red door. How about that yellow one or that blue one over there or the one covered in graffiti? No, only red doors, Pat.
When we got back, my wife, she told me, she's like, well, we can get a new door on our house. Like, we can't get one of those doors on our house.
No.
Like, you mental?
No, yeah. The front door of our building where we live here in Boston has been broken for like 2 years too. I can't even buzz people in anymore. We live in a fourth floor walk up. So it's absolute hell. And I hope our property management company, Avery, rots in hell.
So no, I moved in, like when I was in New York and lived there, I was on a 5th story walk up. Moving into that place was not a lot of fun.
No, dude, it sucks. And you know what sucks even more is having to ask your friends to move it, to help you move in. They're like, oh yeah, dude, what floor are you on? Said, oh, the 4th. Oh, you have an elevator? Nah, no. But don't worry, I'll buy you beer and pizza, okay? And you could sit shotgun with me in my shitty ass U-Haul that I'm renting for $5 an hour.
I did that when I was, I would say even breaching into my mid-30s. And then by the time I moved again, it was like, it's movers all the way. If someone asked me to move at this point, like even if it was a friend, I'd probably just give them money to hire movers because I do not want to do that shit.
No, I totally agree. We've done movers in the past. The issue was, and I've learned this now, when you are talking to a moving company and you're giving them all the details, and even if they come and survey your place and how many flights of stairs I got to walk up and down, get the contract signed beforehand because we thought we were going to pay like $2,000 last time we hired a moving company. Nope. Ended up being like $3,000-4,000. I said, you fucking bamboozled me. What the hell's your problem, man? Like, chill out, dude. So yeah, we did a U-Haul last time, but we've been in the same place for like 6 years now. You got to come visit, man. You got to meet my dogs.
I haven't been to Boston since I left DK.
Yeah, I know. I really miss you. Like we did that one show here with Wrangler. We were all dressed in our fucking Wrangler gear, which, hey, I thought everyone looked really good. Okay, shout out to Wrangler. If you want to sponsor us again for something, please do. We need money. And I thought you looked really good that night, dude. It was tough to lock eyes with you when you were rocking like your Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah, you think I'm wearing a Canadian tuxedo? That's impossible. I did get an awesome, I had the Wrangler t-shirt and I wore it for ages. Like it was, you would know this. There are certain styles of t-shirts and certain fabrics that fit people better than other people. So you always have to try to find the right, like the super thin t-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm not in on. I don't like them. I need a bit of thickness to it, like a thicker cotton. But if you get too thick of cotton, then you're in the middle of summer walking around wearing a t-shirt and you're just sweating wearing a t-shirt. So you need to find some sort of blend. It was perfect. And I wore it for ages. And then I went to the gym one day and I forgot my lock on my locker. So I put it in there. Came back, locker completely ransacked. And I go to look inside. I had my phone, my credit cards, everything was in there. All that stuff was left in there. They stole my Wrangler shirt and a pair of shoes.
Dude, that's because they're like, holy shit, Pat Mayo's worn this shirt before. And now they get to walk around. People are like, damn, dude, that's a nice Wrangler shirt you got on. And they're like, yeah, Pat Mayo wore this shit, bro.
I'm just trying to think, like, what scenario does that involve? That you break into someone's locker, there's money sitting there. You don't take that. My keys are there. Everything's there. All untouched. I mean, it's like spread out. So obviously they saw it because I found my credit cards, my ID and everything at the bottom of the locker. Like it was clearly taken out. They just didn't take it. I had no cash on me. That you steal clothes. Is it like you worked out, you took a shower, and you got out and be like, oh shit, I forgot my clothes. So now I need to go steal some?
That is exactly it. So the shirt that I'm wearing right now, this Jacksonville Jaguars throwback shirt, was in the gym bag that I brought with me to work. I showered at work. I was naked here at work about 30 minutes ago, Pat. And I opened my gym bag, and this was the only shirt that was in there. And this was used from like, I think yesterday or something. So it doesn't smell terrible. But let me tell you what, if there was a clean shirt hanging in the DraftKings shower room, I would have taken it. I would have absolutely been wearing somebody else's shirt right now at this time.
Well, I mean, you're pretty beefed up. I don't think every shirt's just going to fit you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you so much. You've seen me in person, absolutely chiseled out of granite. And I must say, I got to return the favor to you as well. A lot of people who see you in person are like, damn, he is much sexier in person.
It's true, but I'm short. So that it translates better on camera.
Short King Summer. It's a short king. You've met my good buddy Samir. He's short. He thrives every summer.
How does he deal with the heat? He's from Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah, dude. He's half Puerto Rican. He's half Lebanese. He loves the heat. Okay. He's a psychopath like everyone else who's fucking eating lunch outside right now when it's 100 degrees. What are you people doing? And it also goes back to, and we've talked about this a little bit, summer's the worst season by far, buddy. Okay.
I'm not with you on this. I'm with the people eating outside. I played golf yesterday. It was like 94 degrees. I was in heaven. It's great. I just give me all of the sun and the heat all the time. I'm from the East Coast of Canada. When it's hot, I am going to relish that opportunity.
Everything is 10 times more disgusting in the summer. I have sweat stinging my eyeballs out.
Aren't you from Florida?
Yes, dude. And I hated it. Okay. I hated it. As a kid, I dreamed of like living in the North Pole or living up in your neck of the woods in Canada. All right. I can't go outside without getting swamp ass within 30 seconds. I'm sweating through my shirts. Now, it's not bad on a day where I don't have to go into work. And I just walked 2 blocks to work here to our DraftKings studio. Summer is disgusting. People who act like they like summer are fakes. They are frauds. They are cowards. They don't want to admit that they are absolutely miserable every time they step outside. Okay. We don't need summer. We need more fall. Winter is even great, especially in a city like Boston where you can do shit in the winter time. Spring. All right. You get a little bit of winter and like the early parts of summer, which aren't terrible. But summer, no, I'm out on summer, okay? And I'm not the only one. There is a hashtag fuck summer crowd on the Twitter sphere.
Okay, yeah, that's probably true. But what would you say your body fat percentage versus those people's are?
I don't know, Pat. Do you want me to take my shirt off for you right now?
Listen, maybe. I mean, if we want to get some more female viewers, I think that's what we need to do.
It's true, Pat. With this kind of muscle mass on my body, muscle also acts as a heat insulator. All right. So it's like I got the meat cubes on my core just melting off. All right. I sweat enough as it is. I don't need the extreme heat. But I could be joining you at the boat club soon, where I could just take a dip in the water or the pool or hang out with your kids so they can swim alone.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the show. Yeah, so the boat club that I bring the kids to, people don't, and I grew up hearing about this place, and like I had a few friends who went there, but I just assumed it was an exclusive, super high price. Like, oh, only like the richest people can go there. We looked into membership 2 years ago when some of our friends joined. We're like, man, I didn't realize that they were like rich like that. Look at the pricing, and I want to say it's cheap, but it's not at. Put it this way: if the cost for the membership for my wife, myself, and my 2 kids is like half of what I bet on golf a week.
Okay. Yeah, if I had somebody who could adopt me, somebody who has a pool or a boat club, then I think summer would have a chance to work its way up my seasonal rankings, which summer is dead last. It goes fall, winter, spring, and then summer.
What's the downtown like water scene in Boston? Like, can you go? Like,
there is none. There's homeless people swimming in the frog pond with children. Like, these are homeless people who are either tweaking out or urinating themselves. And sometimes you'll get people who are like high on meth, and they'll swim in the Boston Common or in the public garden. I don't know. You've been here where they do the swan boats and stuff. Every once in a while, they got to pull the swan boats like out of the water and stuff, and the cops have to lure some, naked lady on meth who's like screaming, and she's trying to cool off because apparently meth like heats your body up a lot.
I bet you they don't like summer just like you.
No, dude, they hate summer. That's the thing. I can bond with the homeless people and the drug addicts on the corner over there on Park Street. Okay, I'd be like, hey, you guys fucking hate summer too? They're like, yes, absolutely, man. They're just like dripping. They're like, hey. I'm like, no, dude, I don't have $1.
I did. I did get like once it starts heating up here. Like I was growing my hair a little bit longer, and I was like, no. The moment like actual summer hits, it's just 2 on the side, 4 on the top. We're rolling for the rest of the summer.
Yeah. I've thought about like growing my hair out a little bit, and I'm like, it just gets like more and more gross. So I just keep it nice and tight here, dude. I mean, a haircut can make a difference. It really can. But it's really these heat waves. Tomorrow the high will be only 75, but then the sun fucking goes away.
75 is great. That's great weather. You like make it like 85 every day I'm in.
Yeah, but like I need the sun. I just don't need the sun and 100 degrees. I need the sun when it's like 75 degrees. We just can't get it. We can't get it right here in Boston. And did you know this past Saturday in Boston was the first Saturday in 14 fucking weeks that it didn't rain? So that's completely screwing up my golf schedule and every other person who loves the great game of golf.
Except for one Pat Mayo. When you own your own business and you leave and you start up your own thing, you can work on weekends, not work during the morning weekdays, and just play then.
I do that. That's actually it's a great call. And I get up early as shit now. I get up at like 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah, we're old. We're old now.
Yeah, it's true. Like I naturally get up at like 5 o'clock, and then I'm in bed at like 8:30 or falling asleep on the couch at 8:30. But you're right. I'll tee off. I'm the psychopath that will tee off at like 6 a.m. Plus you beat the heat. You get a little bit of that sunrise. Maybe grab a glizzy at the turn at like 7:30 in the morning. If the shack at the turn is open, it's great, dude. Early morning golf is awesome. Plus you can usually speed through it.
Oh yeah, I teed off at 7:20 on Tuesday morning, and I was done by 9:50.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. So my buddy Mac, who works here, he's a member of the club, Thorny Lee, and we'll both get in our individual carts. We'll tee off at like 6:30 in the morning, and we could play 18 in 2.5 hours. Yeah, we'll play in 2.5 hours. I'm leaving the course, and I can still go hit up Chick-fil-A breakfast. It's elite, dude. And then you have the whole rest of the day to waste your time with Zoom meetings and returning emails and Slacks and all that shit, or hanging out with your dogs.
Yeah, I got a friend who lives out by the course, so he has to go to work at whenever it is at like 9. Like we can be done. He just comes and plays 9 with me in the morning. I got a bit more time. I can go play the rest of the 9. So we just like 3 times a week. He plays 9 with me and then goes to work.
Yeah, I can't. My wife is starting to get concerned with my. She's concerned about a lot of things, but my obsession with golf and just the fact that I would golf every day if I could. And the amount of money that I spend on golf. And even yesterday, she has Mondays and Tuesdays off. We were wandering around Boston yesterday, and there's a new Dick's Sporting Goods here in town. It's like called the House of Sport or something. There's a rock wall and shit if you want to climb that, if you're into climbing. But we went up to the golf section, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm trying out putters for like 10 minutes because I really need a new putter. And so she's just sitting there and she's just bored, absolutely fucking bored out of her mind. And then she's looking at the prices of these putters, $300, $350. I said, dude, but you don't understand. Like, this will last me at least like 3 months until I need like another new putter. And I'm looking at mallets right now. I'm looking at mallet putters. And
I switched from the Odyssey mallet to the Scotty blade, putting much better.
You are? See, I just, there's something about this old Odyssey blade that I have right now. It's in my head. It fucking sucks. My putting is really murdering me right now. And then I'm like, all right, do I go? And the mallet just seemed like the weight was more balanced, like for me, and my stroke was more like aligned. And of course, these are putts that I'm making on this small little 5-foot green inside.
Oh no! Don't forget at any place that has golf clubs with a putting green, I am 100% convinced that they go in beforehand, make little like divots towards the. Yes. You make everything inside the square. It's impossible to miss.
I felt great. I'm like, this putter is it. My putting stroke is fixed. We are going low the rest of the summer, boys. And then my wife's like, don't do it. Don't do it. And I said, okay. So I'm actually going to go back, I think this afternoon or tomorrow, and I'm going to get that fucking mallet putter. The only reason that I'm a little nervous about it is after watching our boy Tommy Fleetwood with the mallet putter on 18 last week.
He hit a rock. It hit a rock and went the wrong way.
Was it a rock or like, I don't know what it was. Was it like a small divot or something? Either way, I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't really give me a whole lot of faith. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just a little. I'm like, instead of taking a lesson and fixing my fucking swing or my stroke, I am the dildo who decides to go out and just buy more gear. I'm like, I was texting with my club guy today because I want to go out and hit balls at their facility. I said, hey, I may want to test out like a few drivers. Like when I'm there today. And I don't tell my wife. I don't tell my wife that I'm doing this.
Yeah, that's why you go buy it on Thursday when she's at work, not on Monday and Tuesday.
Exactly, my dude. You fucking know.
I know. Listen, there's all wives have me. Apparently, they all have doors. They all have that in common. That and trashing my car. I'll go into my car completely clean. I use the little. If I have any garbage, goes in the little garbage. Give it to my wife for an afternoon, and it's just full of shit.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you said that because my wife and I, Meg and I, we share a car. Okay, because again, the only time I'm in a car is if I'm going to a course outside the city because there's no golf courses here in the city in Boston. And so she drives the car majority of the time. I get in there. There's fucking Starbucks cups that have like mold growing in them from like 4 days ago because she didn't completely finish her like thick oat milk latte, fate, whatever the fuck they call it today. And now there's wrappers in there of granola bars. There's a half-consumed egg sandwich in there. And I said, what is the issue? What is the challenge with maybe when you're finished with this stuff and you arrive to work? What are you struggling with in terms of like not gathering all of the trash and your nasty little cup and just throwing it away on your 20-foot walk into work? Like what's the problem there? And she says, oh, I'll eventually get around to it. And I'm like, well, okay. Not to brag. I'm the only one who seems to be able to do that. I'm also the only one who knows that I take out the trash in my house and wash the dishes. I mean, if we're going to go off, if we're just going to sit here and fucking rant, buddy, this is going to be a 4-hour podcast.
Look, we can make this a 4-part series. I think the reason I wanted to get you on is because, like, when we talk in person, this is how it is. I want to translate this into a show and talk some like you get the time code. Sports will be coming up. I'm giving away a driver, by the way.
What?
Yeah, PXG Black Ops driver,
bro. My buddy Michael Marion, we're playing in a member guest at his club here in a few weeks. He just got the PXG irons. They have changed his game. And he can smack the shit out of these irons. So I'd be interested to see how a PXG driver actually works.
Yeah, I have 2 drivers now. That's why I'm giving one away. And I got the PXG sponsor of the show, so they gave me irons. And
that's dope. All right, PXG, I'm down.
Yeah, I mean code Mayo or code Pat Mayo, one of the two. They're not running an ad. They're not running an ad campaign this week. I'll just give them a free shout. But in the comment section, because the dudes are watching the show, what's the one annoying habit your wife has? You put that down in the comment section, and you'll get into a draw for a free driver. How about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let it out, boys. Let me know. Let me know If your wife is as annoying as my wife, who I would die for her. You know, I like kissing her.
Your Emmy award-winning wife.
Oh my God, dude. She won't stop winning Emmys. Although, all right, so how about this? Back on June 7th, we go to the New England Emmys, this year's edition of it. She's nominated 4 times. It's first time, loss. Third category comes up, loss. Fourth category, last one of the night, like best newscast in New England or whatever. She's nominated just by herself, representing a station, going up against other powerhouses in the market. Loss. 0 for 4. 0 for 4. And I said, this is humbling for you. This is a reminder because she's just won multiple ones the past few years. I think we have like 6 trophies in the house. We started giving trophies away to her parents who live in Buffalo because it's like, this is embarrassing, you know, and it sucks for me because I'm such a piece of shit and terrible at everything that I do. And yet I'm married to this perfect woman, except with all the annoying shit that she does. But yeah, dude, she's so fucking talented. She's by far one of the most talented producers I've ever been around. So, you know, anyone who's curious, she just works in the local news here in Boston. So she's a special projects manager at the CBS affiliate in town. Extremely good at what she does.
Maybe she should produce you.
So she kind of did when we lived in West Palm Beach. And I don't know, man. I don't know. We were working a little too closely together. And sometimes the disagreements there at work would kind of spill over into the apartment afterwards. And I'm like, babe, I really didn't like how you were kind of yelling at me in front of everybody. Oh, God, I hated those days. Everything's much better now.
That's good. Yeah, you had to move to Boston. You get a bit of a cold. You get a bit of reprieve from the swelter. I'm actually thinking about going to play. What the hell is the name of this? I got a text about it yesterday. Just the boys trip that we do every winter, like right after the Super Bowl. Have you ever played Stream Song?
What? Where is that?
That's some course in Florida. I don't know where the fuck it is.
Oh, wait, but like where in Florida? I need to know this.
I don't know.
If you go to North Florida, because that's the area where I'm from. Like my parents live 10 minutes from TPC Sawgrass. And so you can get out there and you can kind of just roam, like go up and down A1A. And there's a bunch of really great courses like around there.
This is in Bowling Green, Florida, which I thought was in like Iowa or something.
Buddy, what? Bowling Green, Florida?
Yeah, it looks like it's like an hour east of Tampa.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which makes it easy for me to get to. There's direct flights from here to Tampa, so that's helpful.
Yeah, let me tell you what. That is an area, folks, you do not want your car to break down in. You will be told you have a pretty mouth, and you are going to have to earn that tire change. The person falls over on the side of the road. I swear to God, dude. All right, it's either that or you're going to get eaten by an alligator because that's you're approaching Everglades territory down there. Yeah, that is not a great area.
Well, apparently they have a really nice golf facility and courses. I guess there's courses everywhere, isn't there?
Oh, dude, I really miss that. Like about living in Florida and growing up in Florida, you could golf like year round. You know,
well,
and there really is a course like everywhere you go.
Golfing year round sounds great. Like, I'm lucky to be from out here. We have a lot of good courses. There's not a lot of people out here, so you can always get times, and they're not too far outside the city. But I lived in New York and in Toronto. Like, it's impossible to play there. But you have to drive, like, even for you, like, if you're driving to go play a course, you live downtown Boston. What does it take you, like, an hour to get to the course?
Yeah, it sucks, dude. And that's another reason why, like, I target playing early as shit in the morning now, because I swear to God, traffic here in Boston, if anyone watching, back me up on this, it's the worst traffic every single fucking day, starting at like 7 a.m. and it will go till like 9 p.m. If there is a road that leads to hell, it is I-93 through Boston. North, south, hell, the 90 running east and west. I don't understand what fucking people do in their cars around here. I really don't. They're not just driving to work. I don't know where they're driving. I don't know why they're driving. I don't think they know why they're driving, but they're driving and they're driving me fucking nuts. And they don't know what they are doing on the road. Seriously, like, what are you doing on the road at like Saturday morning at 8? Why are we in bumper to bumper traffic? Like, I'm trying to make a tea time here. You're just out because you want to go to fucking Dunkin' Donuts. It's like, stop doing that. Like, stay inside.
Does DK still have the barber that comes in?
Oh, yeah. Her name's Kaylee now. So I think before I'm trying to remember. Oh my God. I'm trying to remember the guy's name who was there in the old office. Anywho, he was a great dude. Really loved him. But Kaylee now is our girl here, and she is cool as shit. And she's really good. And I actually have a haircut with her at 12:45. That's the meeting. When I told you I had to get out of here, that's my meeting. It's a
That's your
haircut.
meeting?
I have a one-on-one with Kaylee at 12:45. That is how I make it sound like I'm in an important meeting when people are like, what do you got going on? I say, I got a one-on-one, 12:45. Sorry, dude. I can't go to your meeting talking about our content and our shows. I got a one-on-one with Kaylee.
Now, during their 4th of July sale at omahasteaks.com, you can get 50% off site-wide, plus my listeners get an extra $45 off with promo code MAYO at checkout. You get yourself ready for grilling season, and I already did. Got my package. So I went onto the site. I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to get. So there is a package that's only a limited time only, and I took the upgrade because I'm already saving the $45. You think they would just send it to me, but I'm using the $45 with code MAYO, so I saved myself an extra $5 on this one. But you get 4 5-ounce bacon wrap filet mignons. You get some jumbo franks, some caramel apple tartlets for dessert, plus some Omaha Steaks seasoning, and then the triple trim filet mignons. You get one of those, and 4 boneless pork chops. It's perfect for people who are coming over. Listen, there's weirdos out there who don't love steak. It's really strange to me. They want chicken, they want hot dogs, they want sausages, they want pork, whatever it might be. I know it sounds crazy, but I found these people in my life. So this package is what I had to go with because these people are the ones who are coming over for my kickoff to grilling season. And everything is going to be here in time from omahasteaks.com. That's why you got to use code MAYO. Get fired up for 4th of July with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their 4th of July sale and earn an extra $45 off. Use promo code MAYO at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $45 off with promo code MAYO at checkout. See site for details. Let's talk some sports. I want to talk to you about this Devers stuff. Jared, you got the clip for Devers? Pull her up.
Oh.
They put me in this situation. They told me that they didn't want to allow me to play any other position, and now I think they should do their jobs essentially and hit the market and look for another player. I'm not sure why they want me to be in between the way they have me now. They've told me I'm a little hard-headed. This is they already asked me to change once, and this time I don't think I can be as flexible.
His head is blocking it's mass something, but it looks like ass something, which is the first thing I know.
So it's a perfect way to describe the situation. It's ass.
So what happened here? Is he's just a malcontent? They were like, fuck it, get him to San Francisco.
I don't well, all right, here are my thoughts on the situation. I think big picture, the reason he is in San Francisco has nothing to do with like the drama behind the scenes and shit like that. I think it has everything to do with the contract that Fenway Sports Group, they have been super fucking cheap over the last like 5, 6, 7 years, especially as they've started investing in other leagues and teams around the world. They found a team who was willing to take on his entire $300 million contract. Like, this is just a team that does not dish out big contracts anymore. I don't think they wanted to give Devers that contract, but I think they had to at the time. And now they're just doing this entire smear campaign. And it's just the Red Sox way. It's what they do. Like, could he have handled himself better, like behind the scenes, and maybe been a little bit more of like a team player? Absolutely. But Jesus Christ, man, they got David Ortiz like leading the way on this smear campaign. And that has split a lot of the Red Sox fan base too, because everyone's like, oh, like David Ortiz, we worship the ground he walks on. He's done so much for us, helping us win all these World Series. True. But also he seems to be off his rocker like a little bit. Like, You just saw the quote that was punched up on screen. Dude, he was defending Devers 2 weeks ago. Like, I played in David Ortiz's charity golf tournament at Brayburn Country Club. And it was then he was talking to the AP and he was like, Red Sox need to leave Devers alone about first base. And he's been very open, like with the multiple situations that arise with this team and speaks against the team. And he's on Fenway Sports Group's payroll. So clearly, John Henry, someone was like, yo, David, we need you to kind of go balls to the wall here on this smear campaign and just talk mad shit about Rafael Devers. And it's like Devers hasn't really said jack shit like about it since being shipped off, except when he got to San Francisco. I was like, I'll play any position you guys want, which apparently wasn't his cup of tea here.
Hey, listen, new situation. You got to try to make. Hey, listen, it's open in San Francisco. He's open to new ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, he should be. San Francisco, you can get pretty weird in San Francisco. I've been there. It's great.
You know what's strange? Because a lot of people tell me, like, San Francisco is like a hellhole. Why would you ever go there? And I only ever hear that from people who have never been there. When I went there 2 years ago, it was fucking great. Dude,
I went there with Samir because we were covering a game for our old show that we had back in the fall. So I think it was December. We're in San Francisco. My first extended time spent there. And it was amazing. We stayed in like the central part of the city, right next to where that Macy's is. It was around Christmas time. So it was like really pretty. Big ass fake Christmas trees like everywhere. And, walked around the city. There was one day though, I was there by myself because I flew out there early because I flew from Chicago. And I ended up in this area called Tenderloin, which I guess is where a majority of the homeless people are.
I tried to get an area.
Yeah, no, there were human piles of shit like on the sidewalk that I'm like climbing over. Like these are massive piles of human shit. And so don't
go to that part. Problem solved.
That's what I'm saying. The only reason I was in that part is because I was looking for a barber to clean me up, and I had a beard at the time, so I just needed it to be all lined up and shit like that. And a couple of the first barbershops I went to were actually closed, like permanently. And then I finally ended up at one, and there was a massive language barrier. But I mean, the guy understood that I just needed to get like my shit lined up. And yeah, there were just a bunch of crackheads walking around. The city, 95% of it, incredible. The people were awesome, had really good food. Man, I had a hell of a night in Chinatown. Hell of a night by myself in Chinatown. Really good. They love karaoke.
And so do you.
Oh, buddy, don't stop believing, okay?
you would pick the most generic
No.
song?
You want to
hit me with the Emerson playlist of karaoke.
So I definitely go with Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. All right. And that's what I sang on my 40th when we did karaoke. And then after that, I have fallen into the trap of Creed. Hello, my friend, we meet again. It's been a while. Where should we begin?
I get it. No, I get it. That's good. You should just be doing Creed nonstop.
Feels like forever. I love you, bro.
I'm going to Nickelback on Friday, by the way.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they catch so much shit for no reason. And like, I don't know. Like, how young are you, Pat?
I'm 40.
Yeah, I'm 41. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was like high school for us, bro.
Yeah. No, I get it. Because it's back-to-back nights here. It's an eclectic mix of artists. It's Nickelback, Lenny Kravitz, then The Killers on back-to-back nights. And we're close enough in geography that we're having the same problem here where it's awesome Monday through Friday and then it rains every weekend. This is an outdoor concert. So Nickelback's the only non-rain concert projected right now, but it sold way more tickets than the other two, probably combined. People just want to go like get lit up and watch Nickelback for a bit.
And you and all the other white people are going to be going balls to the wall when coming out of my cage and I'm a kneeling drunk spine with the Killers.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to the Killers. I'm saying no to that. I'm saying no to Lenny. I'm just going to Nickelback.
Okay. All right. I saw Lenny Kravitz once in New York City when Megan and I we first started dating. We were in Elmira, New York, and we drove to New York City and we saw Jimmy Fallon's show. I think he had just started doing that show. late night with Jimmy Fallon, and it was man, the regular guests must have canceled on him because we had Lenny Kravitz, okay, musical guest, which wasn't terrible, but I think it was like Chevy Chase who they pulled in just to be the guest that day. But it was cool during commercial breaks because Lenny Kravitz was like shredding with the band, which I think is the Roots, right? And so that was pretty cool. Lenny Kravitz would be cool, but yeah, Nickelback, man, you're gonna be living it up, dude. You're gonna be absolutely living it up. All right, high school Pat Mayo, buddy. I bet you were an absolute tall drink of water.
Well, again, it wasn't tall. Drink of water, sure. The tall part, not so much. But I
Little
haven't been to a
cocktail
concert.
glass of water.
I haven't been to a concert in ages.
We went to a concert like a few weeks ago. Yeah. I
trying to
met
think of the
Dave
last-
Matthews.
Oh, I didn't realize you were Jewish.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
So you got to be all in on Dave Matthews. That's a running joke with me and Feinberg that all of his buddies just love Dave Matthews, and everyone I know that knows Dave, like goes to Dave Matthews concerts, they're all Jewish.
Dude, that's funny you say that because my old roommates at UCF are all Jewish, and we would, and there's just me, just this white Catholic boy, and I would just kind of tag along, Mazel Tov to my people, and then we drive down to West Palm Beach, and we'd see Dave Matthews play back-to-back nights when we were in college. Couldn't remember majority of the concert. Definitely the start of my alcohol abuse, but hey, I had a really good time. I had a really good time. There was one time, I think we had like a bong hanging out the window driving down I-95 at like 80 miles an hour, and dudes are just like ripping bong. And I'm just like, okay,
Isn't that like a life sentence in Florida?
Yeah, probably. It probably is. I don't know, man. It's the wild west down there. Okay.
It's your stomping ground. You're from there. You went to college there.
Yeah. I scream Florida man. When you see those weird ass Florida man headlines, think of me.
I do.
I know you do.
But now you're Boston guy. So how do people feel about what the Celtics are doing? Have you talked to any like Boston pals about, oh yeah, they're just Tatum's out, so we're blowing it up?
Yeah, I mean they have to do. It's just an extremely expensive team to keep together. So
yeah, well, I saw if they had kept Holiday and Porzingis, that they would have had to pay an extra $200 million in luxury tax because of the second apron.
Yeah.
Like, why has the NBA made this all so complicated? Why can't they just say, "Hey, we have a hard cap. You can't go over this"?
Yeah, I don't get it. And just like with the NFL, there are ways around these things. Like, don't ever like fall for the salary cap bullshit. Like, owners can figure out ways to, move money around and move it from year to year or whatever, switching things up like on a contract. But it's tough for my hardcore Boston Celtics fans because you're seeing the core of this championship team get moved around. Everyone is obviously extremely thankful for what Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis did because they don't win that championship 2 years ago, especially without Porzingis. Like, Porzingis was the missing piece, even though he was like injured like during those finals. But it turns out they didn't need him like that much. They needed him really to get there. But it sucks. It sucks. Like, Tatum's not going to play next year. I don't know what this team's going to look like, but I don't know if it's going to inject me with green supporting, loving fluids in my veins, like on the surface, but I don't know. We've seen some pretty like shitty teams. It took them God knows how long to get their most recent banner. But yeah, and you got to also consider like new ownership. It's going to be taken over. Like, they don't want to sit there and like pay all these fucking contracts. And that was a big storyline when they were talking about Wick Grossbeck selling the team, or his dad, who really it's his dad's money. So we knew that this was coming. It's painful to see it actually happening, especially, again, those in my life who have been Boston Celtics fans through and through. Again, being from Jacksonville, I was more of a Jacksonville Giants guy of the ABA before that they folded. Okay. They won a title. And that's
you mean that league that started folded 10 years before you were born?
No, dude. Remember, like, the ABA kind of like came back for a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah, dude.
Like when? Like the early 90s?
Jacksonville Giants won like a title like 8 years ago or something.
this is like the minor league basketball.
Hold on, dude. Now you got my ass Googling it. Hold on. Jacksonville Giants. Here we go. Here we go, bro. I'm going to prove you 7-time ABA national champions. Eat my ass, Mayo. Okay?
2012? Wait, are they the only team in this league?
It's just a bunch of inter-squad.
Yeah, is it intramural games at Florida?
Yeah, here we go, dude. May 2010. The ABA announced a new franchise based in Jacksonville. Dude, we were an absolute freight train. Okay? You don't have those banners wherever you live up in Canada at your boat club.
It's true. We finally got a professional team. We have an NLL team.
Oh man, yeah.
You go into the nest, it gets a rocking.
Really?
Oh yeah, they get like 8,000, 10,000 a game. They sell at the stadium. People
Dude.
are in on lacrosse.
Yeah, no. Didn't the I know about the NL well because with Meg being from Buffalo, I know the Buffalo Bandits are like an absolute powerhouse.
Yeah, I think it switches up. Halifax has actually been pretty good since they've gotten into the league. I think it's year 3 or year 4 now. They made the semis this year. They lost to, I think, the team that lost to Buffalo in the finals.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations, man. They're no Jacksonville Giants. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, apparently not. We used to have, when I was a kid, they had the Halifax Windjammers here, which is just a fantastic name.
Okay.
But every Canadian basketball league folds within 3 years because no one fucking cares.
Yeah. Do you guys have a baseball team up there?
No, not here.
Okay.
Toronto has the Blue Jays.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. And they played in Buffalo there during the pandemic for like a little while.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That
Yeah,
sounds awful.
no, I didn't, because that was a weird fucking time to be alive.
You could have just moved to Florida and everything was normal.
Dude, let me tell you something. It was like another planet down there. Okay. It was like COVID did not exist. I still remember Meg and I flying down that the day after basically the world started shutting down, sports started shutting down. It was the first round of the players. I think that was like Hideki went 8 under or something on day 1. And we were on a plane. What's that?
He sure did. Yeah, he was leading.
Yeah. And then Meg and I were on a flight down, and then I get the alert. It's like, because we were going to go to Friday's round. And I get the alert that Fridays, no fans. It's only players out there. And then my parents pick us up from the airport, and I drive from the airport to their house. They're like, tournament canceled. And I just remember thinking, God damn it. I had a decky. He was like on my card. I'm like, what are you doing? COVID gods, sons of a bitches. But yeah, that was a really, really weird time to live. It's still a really weird time to live, but it's just less psychotic. It could be more.
Aaron Rodgers signed with the Steelers. Then he went on McAfee, and he gave some fun quotes. You ever pull that up?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a 1-year deal. Steelers didn't need to, put any extra years on that or anything. So, this was really about finishing with a lot of love and fun and peace for the career that I've had. I mean, I played 20 freaking years. It's been a long run, and I've enjoyed it. And what better place to finish than in one of the cornerstone franchises of the NFL with Mike Tomlin and a great group of leadership and great guys in the city that expects you to win.
And peace is what Aaron Rodgers wants. How long would it take you to get to those 3 words to describe Aaron Rodgers?
Quite a long time.
Yeah. I think it's going to work out. I don't know why.
You do?
I do.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be, I think Tomlin's run here of like finishing above 500 may come to an end.
Like, look, he just did it with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Rodgers is still way better than those 2 guys.
I don't have the stats pulled up in front of me, but he seemed to not pass the eye test with the Jets last year.
Yeah, but those 2 guys don't pass the eye test either. They're both.
I don't know. Justin Fields is kind of exciting. Justin Fields probably should have remained the starter during that stretch. What, didn't he go like 4-1 or some shit?
Yeah, sure. It's great. When you ask a guy not to pass and run around in circles, maybe your defense can win. I feel like Rodgers can give them something. And listen, he's a 40-year-old man he was coming off Achilles surgery.
Yeah. I'm I'm really happy that this era is going to be over soon. Like this fucking guy just trying to always remain like so mysterious, which to that point, I want to know who his wife is. All right. Who is this mystery woman that he is married to? He's admitted that he's now married.
No, he said he's married, but didn't say he had a wife.
Okay, I see what you're saying there. Because
I'm just saying the facts on the ground are that he said that he's married. That's all we know.
Listen, it is June, so that's totally fine. Whatever floats your boat. I don't know. I gotta do some digging here. That's where all my intrigue is with him. I don't really care about Aaron Rodgers on the field. I don't really care about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I care about one team and one team only. But I do care about finding out who his wife is. As creepy as that sounds, I just want to see. I just want to, see what she looks like.
Chances that he's actually married, what would you set those odds at?
This is good. This is a good question because he would be the guy to wear a ring, say he's married, but maybe he's like, I'm married to life. Like it's good. It would be something that he's trying to make so deep where he doesn't have to make it that deep, or he's like, I'm married to a higher power, man, or I'm married to mushroom tea or ayahuasca. I'm married to getting fucked up when I'm not on the football field and just tripping my balls off. He could, man, Pat, you got me thinking now. He could definitely not be married to a woman or a man.
Yeah, just like I said, it could be anything. He just said he was married.
He could be married to a spirit. There's been women out there who are married to spirits and shit, and then they complain.
If we were going to set the odds on it, I'd say like woman is like minus 250. Spirit is probably the next favorite at like plus 110.
Yeah, I'm taking the plus 110.
It's probably a good bet.
Because dude, I'm sorry. At this point, there would have to be like pictures or some kind of video of them together. We've seen nothing. Pat.
I like that he doesn't want any attention, but then he's as cryptic as possible. This is the same guy that tried to host Jeopardy during the season. Like, who are we kidding? I guess my big question with Rodgers comes down to historically, when you look at him, like where does he end up sitting amongst the best quarterbacks of all time? Because he is one. I think everyone agrees on that. But it feels like these last 3-4 years, he's going to get punished for it so badly simply because people don't like him anymore.
Yeah. There's no one who cries for more attention but says they don't want attention, I think, more than this guy. And part of me kind of respects that he's himself. He doesn't really give a shit what other people think.
Or he gives all the shit, so he acts like this.
But and trying to act like he doesn't, I don't know. He is this man of mystery, or he tries to put himself out there like that, like he's just so deep and like one with the planet or like Earth. He's
he's deep like the first year philosophy student who just learning about all the open your mind, man.
Yeah, or he's like in heavyweights, Uncle Tony, and Uncle Tony's like running around. He's like, just you, me, and Mother Earth. And he picks up the log and he's like, come here, devil log. That is Aaron Rodgers to a fucking T.
What's hilarious about the entire thing, although they're not, listen, Aaron Rodgers hasn't actually done anything that's actually bad. He's just kind of annoying. Whereas Brett Favre kind of like ripped off poor people in his state or wherever the hell he ended up doing. But they're both kind of going down the same path of they're not going to be remembered for being as good as they were in the accomplishments that they had.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because they're so linked together at the same time. I'm shocked he didn't go to Minnesota after leaving the Jets just to fill the Favre blueprint.
Oh, God. I wanted that so bad. I tweeted that like 2 years ago where I'm like, this is just what we need as a society. We need him to kind of follow the Brett Favre timeline, minus sending pictures of your junk to reporters.
Yeah, that wasn't even the worst thing that he did, as it turned out.
I know. It's so bad when you really like open it up. You're like, wow, dude, sending pictures of your hog is not that bad, I guess, compared to everything else that you did. Kind of look like an asshole, Brett. But Aaron Rodgers, I think, will go down as one of the best, definitely regular season quarterbacks, right? Like the guy just How many MVPs did he win?
I was gonna say 4, maybe as 3.
Dude, like the stats are unbelievable.
And
But
to
then-
watch him in real time, he was
Yeah,
amazing.
No, it was.
Like
There
like
were-
when Brady was winning Super Bowls, like, you know, let's say in like the early odds, because I know Rodgers won in 2010, I think it was. But even in 2012, 2013, like Brady was good. Manning was good. Like they're amongst the all-time best quarterbacks. But Rodgers had this like effortless ability to be awesome that those other guys looked like they were really trying hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he has that, like it's that release he has, where it's just like kind of like a flick of the wrist. There was nothing better than like prime Devontae Adams and then like Aaron Rodgers. Dude, Aaron Rodgers played with so many incredible like wide receivers. Like were they incredible? Did Aaron Rodgers just make them incredible? It's the same, it's kind of the same argument you've had, like, you know, with Brady, like over the years. There were like who else did he have? He had like Donald Driver. Remember that guy?
Greg Jennings and
Greg-
Jordy
Greg-
Nelson.
Greg Jennings. And then it was like, I think what was annoying to me is, I don't know, did Aaron Rodgers feel like he could only have success outside of Green Bay with those guys? Because basically the Jets became like Green Bay 2.0, but then Aaron Rodgers' season, his first time in New York, lasted 4 plays.
Yeah, 4-time NFL MVP. I'm pretty sure that's the most.
But like with as good as he is and was,
He was the MVP. He was the MVP of the NFL 4 years ago.
Yeah. And it's been kind of a fall off. I don't think there's much arguing like that. I don't know if it's like a father time thing or the talent around him wasn't as good. I don't know. Or he's bringing these guys along with him to New York who's are out of their prime as well. But, you know, I think people will fall back on one Super Bowl, right? But Marino doesn't. I mean, does Marino really get docked for that? Where everyone acknowledges Marino's probably a top 5 quarterback ever. He never won. Yeah, it's true, but that still makes him a piece of shit because he never won. And his last game was against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they put up 62 points on that.
I say 62-7, I believe.
Yeah, baby. I was at that game, and it was fucking glorious. See ya, Dan. Laces out, douche.
Did you see this Diontae Johnson stuff?
No. What is it?
So Diontae Johnson signed with Cleveland, and like I guess he went on a podcast. Yeah, the Sports and Suits podcast. In Week's 13 home matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles, the reason that he decided to not enter the game for the Ravens because he was, quote, ice cold.
Oh,
too cold standing. So he decides to sign in Cleveland, and then he was complaining about playing in Houston, that he learned to because he went there after he got cut by the Ravens for not actively going into a game when asked, and then they were playing like rookies and these younger guys that the Texans had in the playoffs over him. Then he got mad about that. The guy just seems like an absolute knob.
yeah. You know, and there are ways now on the sideline, like they have shit ton of heaters, right? Shit ton of heaters. They got those ginormous jackets that you could fit 3 regular size, like 3 Pat Mayos in that they put over your pads.
Listen, I get cold. This is why I like summer and don't like the winter, because my extremities frozen immediately. Yeah. So I need to be warm at all times. Like I empathize with him. My job is also not standing outside and playing football, though. True.
But like you're loose. There are ways to stay warm. It's why I do kind of like colder temperatures, because it's easier to like warm yourself up when it's cold than it is to cool yourself down when it's hot, which is why I'm not a massive fan of summer.
That's why you need a boat club.
But no, it's true. It's why I need to move in with you. I don't understand why you don't go in, because you sound like a pussy. You do. You sound soft as hell when you say I'm not going in because I'm cold. Meanwhile, you got guys out there bleeding, shitting, and pissing themselves on the field. That's another thing. Pee yourself. Pee yourself if you want to remain warm. Like when I used to work with the Golics here, I think one of the stories that that Golic Jr. used to share, there are times like he's peed himself, like when he was playing at Notre Dame. I mean, you just warm yourself like right up. And that's defense, especially if it's a sour smelling urine. No one wants to be around that.
Yeah, it's the old Vlade Divac strategy. Dude just never took a shower and smelled awful. No one wanted to guard him.
Dude, it's still worse when I go to like the South End here to try to like play some hoops. And there's just guys that are like shirtless, just rubbing up against you. You know, it's like Along Came Polly. The guy goes up and his just like face is just on his like chest, his hairy ass sticky chest. And yeah, the guys that smell like ass, I'll be like, hey man, you want to like switch up like on defense, like a little bit, like talk to one of my teammates, like, you got to guard this guy, bro. There's no way you could guard this guy. You got to like challenge him a little bit. I don't understand not going to the game because you're cold. Like, seriously, do something about it. Stay moving. Sit on the bike underneath the heater with a jacket on. You were paid a lot of money to play football. Get your ass in there.
Like, just going, you see everyone on the sidelines on the assault bike anyway. I hate the assault bike for what it's worth.
Why?
You ever use that?
Why?
I know.
That's the one that's like this, right?
Like, yeah.
It's a full body like warm up. You go.
It is. Yeah, it's fine. Like, what do you? Because I'm at the age now because I never used to warm up going to the gym. I would just start working out, and now I've pulled my calf twice. I just have lingering injuries because I'm an old man. That I do actually both have to warm up beforehand and then like stretch afterwards. Even if I'm just lifting that day, I still need to like go stretch and make sure that I'm all right. But I will still not find a warm up better than running. My wife asked me the other day, she's like, oh, your knees hurt, your calf hurts. She's like, well, why do you continue to run? Why don't you get on a bike? It's like, I hate the bike. I took the spin classes. I hate them. They're awful. There's something about running that takes all my attention that it feels like it goes by a lot faster.
Yeah, no, I can't run anymore. I don't like running. I walk a fuck ton. You know how many miles I walked yesterday? I didn't have much going on.
8.
I walked 14 miles. Yesterday.
How many steps is that? 30,000?
Almost 33,000 steps. Yeah,
that's it. Listen, I when I moved in with my wife the first time, like when we were living on opposite ends of the city, I would walk to work every single day. And I moved in with her and I stopped walking to work. I started taking the subway and I gained like 15 pounds. And it took me 4 months to figure out why I was gaining so much weight. It's like, oh yeah, I don't walk two miles to and from work. Like, people underrate walking.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's like, real talk. It's great for you because it's obviously super low impact and you're low key like burning calories. And I say to like, as I've like gotten older and I see people who are older than me who are still in like good shape and shit. Cause I do, outside of like eating way too many hot dogs, I do try to live like a healthier lifestyle. Don't drink anymore. Don't smoke anymore. None of that shit. Although I do hit my Nick stick every once in a while. Moving, just stay moving. That's like what I try to do, especially if I'm not like in the studio here at DraftKings. Move. And what's great is like, I have 2 dogs, so I'm walking the shit out of them like every day, except when it's 200 degrees outside. But bro, going back to your point about like stretching, I have to stretch. Even like before like you run, like don't you stretch before you run though?
No, because I do a bit of walking, then I do a bit of jogging, and then I go run. So I warm everything out.
Down and like stretch everything out, like stretch your back out, get some exercise.
Yeah, I do the stretching afterwards, and that way I don't get sore. I run like every day anyway, so like my body's used to it.
You got to stretch more because if you're like you're just walking and then you just start running, like you still have to like get some of those small twitch muscles like loose. But you got to like dodge somebody like running. Like if
I had to stop running outdoors because that's how I kept blowing out my calf. I just bought a treadmill for my house. So I just watched golf and run.
That's actually good. It's lower impact treadmill on your knees. That's why I stopped running because it's just like my knees hurt every time.
Yeah, and I love running outdoors. People like, you don't get a runner's high from running on a treadmill. You're just kind of like sitting there jogging and like on your phone the entire time. Like, you are locked in when you're outside running, and it does make it more palatable.
Yeah, I never got a runner's high. I was just fucking miserable every time I would run. Doesn't matter how far, what the temperature was. I said, no, I'm done with this.
Most people hate it. Like I've tried like the rowing machine, the Stairmaster, all that stuff. Like, what are different ways I can keep my cardio up to get like a warm up or do something after like a lift for like 10 minutes to try to burn some extra stuff. I know it probably does nothing for you, but that sweat that you get at the end, I enjoy to still sweat it out. I feel better afterwards.
Yeah, I bet you look pretty tasty when you're sweaty, Pap.
I'm very red. I'm a very red person.
Look at you, big man. Yeah, I'm a Peloton guy. I stretch for 15 minutes, crush the Peloton, then obviously crush weights, bro.
Yeah, of course. That's what you got to do. You don't do the Peloton after the weights?
No, dude. What the fuck? No.
I'm big on the
sauna.
I would think that you would want like full, like if I went and ran for like 2 miles and went and tried to lift, I'd just be tired.
Yeah. No, because it's not like I'm going balls to the wall in the Peloton unless that's my sole workout that day. And then my cool down, is in the sauna. That's what I do. After the weights, just fucking let it dangle in the sauna.
Do you do the ice bath, that kind of thing?
We don't have a cold plunge at the gym that I'm in, but the hotel that we were staying at in Paris last week, bro, their spa was like included in staying there. So you didn't have to pay extra unless you wanted like a massage. But bro, they had a cold plunge. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Like
it's a great way to start your day.
Dude, well, here's an issue. You know what the hours to their spa/gym were?
In France?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I just gave away the first part.
So 10 to 4?
10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Oh, that's not bad.
10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So what the fuck? I wake up early. Like I want to get my workout in. But bro, sit in the sauna for 15 minutes, reading a book, come out, cold plunge for like 3 minutes. And it was amazing. Like I'm watching my heart rate go from like 145, 150, like max in the sauna, get in the cold plunge down to like 71. You're just like, and I'm thinking I'm like Jack in the Titanic. And I'm like, this fucking guy, what a weakling. I'm like sitting here in this, near freezing water. I said, I could have survived. The Titanic, talking to fucking Rose and shit. I'm just like, just talk to me, let's just keep our minds engaged. I got my heart rate down here, Rose. Let's talk about that sexy ass picture I just drew of you, like, the night before the ship sinking here behind us. But amazing. Cold plunge, rejuvenated. And then like you let the blood return. People fucking probably hate this podcast already. Let the blood just return to your arms, your fingers, to your what.
It's going to take a while for that blood that's the last blood to come back out of the cold plunge.
Oh yeah. Speak for yourself, bucko.
Oh, sorry. Didn't even know you were walking around in the banana hammock afterwards, just showing dom.
I'm just like I said, dude, just let it dangle. Less clothes, the merrier. And there's one more thing about my wife. She loves to bitch about me Winnie the Poohing too much around our apartment. So it's like, I'll just have a shirt on and nothing else. And she'd be like, why are you standing in the kitchen eating peanut butter straight from the jar with a spoon? And like your hog is like leaning against like the stove. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like I'm comfortable in my own house. And I'm sorry. Like I'm your husband. Like I'm naked. Like you've seen me naked. Like this is nothing new.
We have time for one more thing. I have a list of so many topics that we didn't get to Jake Paul, Stephen A. Solitaire.
Next week.
We didn't get to, we'll save it for next week. We'll save it for, there we go. We can record something for next Monday. We'll record something to get out in front of the holidays. Cause I got Canada Day. You got America Day, whatever they call that.
Yeah.
So when you were a kid, were you at a school where they banned POGs?
Yeah, they did. They banned POGs and then they banned, remember the slap wristbands?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Slap on your wrist, right around. They banned both of those.
So was POGs really just a psyop for when we became of age to institute legalized gambling?
Oh, I never thought of it like that. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's exactly what it was. That's why I was so into it.
They got us hooked on the POGs. And like you always had the one kid who was like probably like a bit of a richer kid, but like kind of a dweeb, and he just sucked at POGs. So he'd win like all of his good slammers or keenies or whatever
that's
it was.
I just collected all the slammers and shit. I had no idea what I was even doing. I know that I enjoyed trading like with people, and I would always want the golden slammers.
Yeah, but you would have the games where like you had your slammer, and then you had like as many people that would go into it. And if people have no idea what we were talking about, like POGs, Google some POGs.
Yeah.
And like if you had 5 people in, like you'd do some way, figure out some way for everyone to start first. You'd either go 2 POGs, 1 POG, you'd line them up, hit the slammer, whatever flipped over, that's what you kept. But that was like the low stakes game. Once you got good, you started playing higher stakes. It was slammers only. Like you fuck the other POGs. You're playing with like 10 slammers and slamming maybe even bigger slammers onto it to see how many you can keep of those.
I don't even know if I like played it by the rules. I just probably wanted to be cool and into POGs. So I would just go out and buy a bunch of POGs. It was the same thing with Goosebumps with the books. You thought I
It's
was
not like you were. It's not like you were gambling with goosebumps. It's not like R.L. Stein was taking some vig from you.
Hey, dude, I don't know, man. I'm sure there was one about like gambling, like back in the day. We just didn't really like realize it. But I meant more of like, not really knowing what I was doing. Like I wasn't the strongest reader, believe it or not. But I'm like, don't worry, dude. I have every Goosebumps book. That's for sure. They'll be like, what was your favorite part of this one? I'll be like, I haven't read it.
Yeah, you could have watched the TV show.
Yeah, that's true. Twitch, those were scary as shit.
They were.
Like,
you had that. You had Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes.
Shit fucking freaked me out.
Thank you. Fucking the open to that show still freaks me the fuck out. And I'm like, what were they doing? Traumatizing us. It was it was Saturday night. And that would air, I think Are You Afraid of the Dark would be the last one in that 2-hour chunk on a Saturday night. So they were at like 9:30. And I'm just like, this is fucking wild. This is really weird, dude.
So you got the low stakes POG, you got the high stakes POG, like when you upgraded and like started like feeling like you had an edge, so you can upgrade to the more expensive ones. And then they pull the ripcord, no more POGs. POGs go away. 20 years later, they're like, hey, how about online gambling? Like, sure, let's go.
And online on your phone, like making it super easy. Absolutely. 100%, dude.
What about online POG? Can we get that going? Is that like a money-making scheme?
I'm down to do that.
Well,
Did my computer just shut off?
I'll talk to Underdog. You talk to DraftKings and see if we can have some sort of online POG game.
Yeah.
Like they have the World Series of Cornhole. Why isn't there the World Series of POG?
And I feel like depending on what state you're in, how there's like, DK Casino and you can play like certain games like that. I'd hammer away on POGs. Like I would.
Let's not air this part. Just write down this $1 billion idea.
Nobody steal our fucking idea. All right.
That'd be bad. Don't steal the idea. People, we just want POG to come back and to be able to gamble on POG.
Can you still get POGs?
I'm sure you can.
You have to be able to. I'm going on Amazon right now.
I found one. The only reason it popped in my mind, I was talking to a buddy of mine who we were kids. He loved Eric Lindros, the Big E. Had like a poster of Eric Lindros like up on his wall. Like, it's weird. We're like 13. You got this dude that's like half naked, like wearing a towel in the shower kind of thing. Eric Lindros poster. But it's like, all right, do what you want. You love Eric Lindros. But he had the Eric Lindros POG when he was on the Flyers. And he put it into play, and I won it from him. And he's like, all right, I'll play it back for her. I was like, no, we're not doing that. I'm keeping this one. And I found it at my grandmother's house like last week. So it was a good way to reconnect with him. Being like, yeah, I found your Lindros POG that I won 25 years ago from you.
Here we go, Pat. You can get 200 assorted POG milk caps with 6 slammers off of Amazon. I can get delivery between July 2nd and 10th, $24.99.
Yeah. People were investing in baseball cards, basketball cards at the time. Like, oh, this is like a mint condition. Like now they'd be graded 10 and they're worth a ton of money. I still have a mint condition series of V1 of POG. It's worth like $30.
I don't really have like any old shit from my childhood because once I went to college, my mom just threw everything out. My mom threw everything out. I think I have an old jersey from when I was on the soccer team from like 8th grade, middle school. But after that, mom was like, fuck it. I'm throwing out all of this junk. My lava lamp, all of that shit.
Your beanbag chair?
I had a beanbag in my room, which, yeah, there was some fun stuff that went down on that. And then my disco bulb and my black light. My mom got rid of all that. So I came back like my first time after I went to college, my first visit, everything was gone. And I'm like, what happened to my sex den, Mom? Like, where am I supposed to crank my hog in here now? All right. This is not a romantic setting.
We went the opposite way. When my grandfather's brother, his older brother, his wife threw out a bunch of my cousin's like hockey cards when he was a kid, but it had like 3 Gordie Howe rookies in it, like stuff that would legitimately be worth like $500K today. And she threw it out in like the early 90s. So he complained about that. So the moment that happened, anything that I had growing up was kept, except all the stuff I had was fucking worthless.
That is unbelievable. Just got rid of that shit?
Just like it was in the basement, threw it out. Like, yeah, he just taking up space.
That's insane. God, that actually hurts.
Don't leave your shit around, apparently was the lesson. You want to keep some shit, take care of it.
That sucks, bro. I have a signed Trevor Lawrence Jaguars helmet in my basement.
Yeah, it's worth what, -$8? You have to pay someone to give that away?
Probably. I paid $300 at an auction for that.
It's a Trevor Lawrence helmet signed by Steffi Graf.
Dude, I was the only one who was bidding on that. It was for a good cause, so I was like, whatever. The bidding started at 300. I'm like, all right.
Was the good cause steroids for Trevor Lawrence to make him better?
He's going to be good this year, Pat.
I heard that before. Every year.
Well, just believe it this time.
All right. I'll believe. I'm in on Trevor Lawrence.
Thank you. I am too, buddy.
Emerson Lotzia, where can everyone follow you?
Everyone can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm starting to get into the TikTok thing a little bit, but
I'm not.
I'm not either.
Although I feel like there's clips from this show that would be good on TikTok, honestly.
Probably. I'm just like, stop making new shit. Just bring back Vine.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, Vine, Twitter, they integrated. It was perfect.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Vine. TikTok's worth billions and trillions of dollars, and Vine went out of business.
Yeah. No, it sucks. It like what killed Vine was when I think Instagram decided to do like video. But yeah, the Emerson on Instagram, Emerson Lotzia on Twitter, whatever.
Lot of hot dog pictures.
Oh, a lot of hot dog pictures of my dogs, memes that may or may not take off. Besides that, I don't really do anything with my life, and I kind of like it like that.
Well, you're gonna have to come back on very, very soon. We'll talk about more.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's hang out next week. Let's do this again. I need shit to do, and I really like you.
Yeah, and listen, this was an easy hour. Put it that way.
Yeah, I know. And you just went live 2 hours before this, so it's I appreciate you taking the time to let me ramble.
Listen, I get to sit back, watch you cook for a bit, interject. It's fantastic news. So everyone out there, sub to Mayo Media Network, the audio podcast, and you had the giveaway at the top for the free driver. I'm announcing that winner the day after the Open Championship, so you may as well get as many ballots as possible into that draw. All right, I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Mayo experience. Experience.